Hello, in this video we will discuss about the physiology of erectile dysfunction. So basically the erectile dysfunction means the erectile function will be damaged or problem can create the erectile dysfunction can be genetic erectile dysfunction or psychogenic erectile dysfunction is 40%. So the psychogenic erectile dysfunction is not a physiological problem but it can be a mentally problem but also involve the physiological sum. But the genetic erectile dysfunction is the physiological dysfunction will lead to erectile dysfunction genetically due to the DNA mutation and other problem. So the inability to achieve or maintain an erection during sex due to psychological factors. These factors can include stress and anxiety, depression and guilt, low self-esteem, or relationship concern. So in this way we will discuss in the another video with the detail with the stress, how stress and anxiety will lead to erectile dysfunction and depression. So in this way erectile function mechanism normally we will understand first. So the sexual stimulus like visual, olfactory, imaginative and tactile, the touch, which that will lead to receive through the higher brain cortex through a sensory nerves will lead to activate that neurons through the limbic system will lead to melanocortin and dopamine, oxytocin and nitric oxide which that will trigger the spinal move toward the spinal cord and target to the specific tissue, the specific part of the body where the erection can be possible. So here is the neuron. This neuron is the autonomic nerve transmission. This is the sympathetic can be or parasympathetic. But the erection is due to the parasympathetic nerve fiber activation. Due to the rest and digest will lead to increase the erection. So remember the parasympathetic nerve fiber will stimulate and firing will lead to pelvic plexus targeting the pelvic plexus of the nerves which that is made up of hypogastric nerves, thoracic 11 and lumbar 2, while the pelvic nerves sacral 2 and sacral 4, sacral 2 to sacral 4 and the thoracic 11 to lumbar 2 which that is involved these nerves and for the pelvic plexus. In this way, here is the cavernosal nerves which that stimulate and target to the penis erectile tissue. So the penis erectile tissue here is the somatosensory neurotransmission will lead to pudendal nerves, sacral 2 to 4, which that will be target to the penis erectile tissue directly. And this is the erection mechanism. After this, the sympathetic nerve activation by same mechanism will lead to ejaculation to erectile decrease. So the erection will decrease drastically after the ejaculation. So here you can see this is the reproductive system, the penis which that contain glans penis, urethra opening, corona, and this is the corpus spongiosum and corpora cavernosa. This is involved for the erection, but the cavernosal arteries delayed will lead to more blood circulation will lead to erection. So in this way, the filling of the blood due to the vasodilation will lead to cavernosal arteries delayed and encouraging the corporal tissue with blood. And in this way, the encouraging the cavernosal arteries delayed, encouraging corporal tissue with blood will lead to swell and the maintain the swelling is the erection position. So that is the normal function of the erectile function, that is a mechanism. But in this way, let's begin to understand the signaling pathway. What will be happen within the cavernosal cell? So what is the importance endothelial cell, which that is endothelial cell is a part of blood circulatory system, will lead to also give the stimulation. So this is the adrenergic nerve, while the endothelial cell, and this is the cavernosal cell. So it contains a beta and alpha receptor. This beta and alpha receptor receive the norepinephrine. After binding the norepinephrine, it can be either the inhibition if the erectile dysfunction due to the norepinephrine basically. But the norepinephrine also work for the erectile function. But the nitric oxide and other neurotransmitter can lead to, here is the G protein will target to the effector phospholipase C to the diacylglycerol convert and the increase the inositol triphosphate, the IP3, and the protein kinase C, which that will be activated. And in this way, the endoplasmic reticulum target this IP3 because the IP3 sensitive channel endoplasmic reticulum, and influx of the calcium will lead to increase the calcium and bind with the calmodulin because this is the regulator of the calcium. After the myosin light chain kinase enzyme, which that will be inactive, will lead to activation and require the calcium calmodulin combine to calcium calmodulin myosin light chain kinase complex formation. After this complex formation, this is activation, and in this way the myosin light chain kinase complex will lead to phosphorylation, and activation to phosphorylation will lead to cycling of myosin cross bridge along actin because it is a smooth muscle, not skeletal muscle. So the cycling of myosin cross bridges along actin will lead to smooth muscle contraction. So that is why the smooth muscle contraction will lead to erection, and in this way the endothelial cell is also involved for the G protein activation to produce more IP3 to increase the calcium for the contraction, the smooth muscle contraction. So remember, let's begin to understand the endothelial cell. But here you can see the beta receptor, which that is used for the inhibition due to the production of adenylyl cyclase activation, lead to decrease the cyclic AMP. When decrease the cyclic AMP means decrease of the erection. While this is the endothelins, basically the endothelin, remember that inhibition requires the norepinephrine and the sympathetic activation, the sympathetic neurotransmitter. While here is the endothelin and the prostaglandin F2 alpha is target to the G protein will lead to enhance the erection. So let's begin to understand the pathophysiological problems. So let's begin from the whole process and what is the problem. So basically it's the prostate problem. Prostate gland can be problem, the cancer of the prostate or other problem, the swelling of the prostate, and type 2 diabetes we will discuss in the next video, hypogonadism, hypertension, vascular disease, high level of blood cholesterol being not using in synthesis of testosterone, and low HDL. On the other hand, the aging is the biggest factors for the erectile dysfunction normally, and the chronic sleep disorders, obstructive sleep apnea, and insomnia, and drug, which that is can be a smoking or other drugs, and neurogenic disorders, Peyronie's disease, which basically is the inflammation of the penis, and the depression, alcohol uses, lack of sexual knowledge also involved for the erectile dysfunction, and poor sexual techniques, renal failure, and smoking. Smoking is indirectly target to decrease the testosterone, and in this way the smoking will lead to cause the erectile dysfunction. So I hope you make sense about the little bit overview of the physiology of erectile dysfunction. Next video we will learn about little bit more about the erectile dysfunction and how the erectile dysfunction can be improved. So thanks for watching. Please make sure to subscribe, like, and share if you like this video, and give the comment below to understand better. So next video we will see and we will see another topic about the erectile dysfunction and the type 2 diabetes, how it affect to the erectile dysfunction.